I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, I have a new friend with me. And Angela, can you tell us who you are, what you do, and what you love about what you do?
Hi, Regina. Thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor. My name is Angela York, and I am the founder of OnPoint Custom Virtual Solutions. I do marketing implementation, event planning, and executive administrative support for business executives and, most importantly, financial advisors.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff in one job title. How do
It
you do
is
all?
it all comes down to organization and being the quarterback for all three buckets.
Wow. Okay, great. That is amazing. So tell us what you love about that.
I love coordinating, organizing, and working with very smart professionals who like to serve their community and their clients. That's the most rewarding part of it.
Okay, cool. And then so what are some of the like if you were if you were working with me, what are some of the things that you do for some of the financial advisors?
Well, first, I work with a colleague of mine, and we create a strategic analysis of the financial advisors' practice, their ideal clients, and their ideal centers of influences, referral partners. We create avatars. So, who is it that they work with the best and are the best influence in their current practice? Then we take those avatars and develop marketing recommendations in communications, events, philanthropy, and public relations, and then determine a 12-month marketing calendar that would serve them best for their goals to replicate their target client and center of influence referral partner avatars that we um, interviewed and created in the strategic analysis.
Wow. Again, wow. And you know what, I will say, speaking as a financial advisor, we have a lot of education, a lot of training around how to help our clients, what to do with financial planning, insurance, investments management, things like that. But we have about this much training in marketing, and it shows like we are really not good at it as an industry, individuals. Plus, for many years, if you're working for a bigger broker dealer, you're not even allowed to. So, now that I've been independent for over 6 years, this is one of the things that I've had a huge learning curve on. And still, even though I spend a lot of time learning that, I still think it's better left to the professionals.
Absolutely, 100%. You tell your clients they need a financial plan and a roadmap, and that's your specialty. And we work with you so that you can actually work on your specialty, work on your craft, and we handle our craft, which is what we know. And I've been in the business in marketing for close to 30 years, and I've worked on the financial advisor side for almost 20 with different advisors, wholesalers, insurance, all of it. So it's two crafts blended into one. So we create roadmaps for financial advisors, just as you would recommend one for your
Yeah,
clients.
that's perfect. You're speaking my language. That roadmap and how we're going to get from A to B. That's all my language.
Now, I haven't always been down that path. My background is marketing, and I spent years in the marketing advertising agency world, which it was a great first stepping stone, but not my end goal. So I ended up in-house with a financial advisory firm and have loved it ever since.
Right, right. And I gotta imagine that as financial advisors are branching out to do more marketing, as we're allowed to do more marketing, because the compliance rules are just so strict for us. But you must be having a field day with, what you can do for people versus people in my roles versus even 5 years ago, what we could do.
And Regina, it is different from advisor to advisor, broker dealer to broker dealer. Uh, for years and years, we navigated the terrain for social media. Some broker dealers wouldn't allow it at all. Some didn't care, didn't have any restrictions. And so, where was that happy medium? And so, every single advisor, I have to become aware and up to speed with their compliance rules and regulations, because they're all different. And you have to, there's not one size fits all. And so the marketing has to be tailored to that advisor's compliance.
Right. True.
It's
Now,
a full-time job.
oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Because as soon as I think I know the compliance rules, there's just like, well, you got to think about this and you got to change that. Oh, it's okay. Okay. If that's what you say, that's what I
And then with technology, we can't keep compliance up to speed with current technology. And then as soon as we do, technology changes. And
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
now text marketing, text message marketing that, we're trying, the different platforms are trying to get approved with different compliance departments, and they're still working on Twitter.
Oh God, yeah, 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 yeah. And yeah, Twitter's a whole beast upon itself. Like that, it could be a full-time job. Just being on Twitter is you have to be on there like constantly for you to get traction. It's
I know.
tough. It's really tough. Much easier on some of the other platforms, I
Yes.
think.
LinkedIn is my favorite, and then
Yeah,
Facebook.
it is. LinkedIn is great. I agree. I agree. So what do you like about working with financial advisors? Because I know, that tilt has been a favored spot for you.
I found early on when I went from the marketing and advertising agency world, which is a completely different world, to the in-house with a financial advisory firm, I grew to love it because really all of these service provider industries, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, it's a different feel. It's more traditional. It's a service-based business. So I'm helping someone who is helping the general community, which I love. It's not too trendy. It's not too old school. It's just right for me. And I always have liked it. And I have worked in other industries. I've worked with business coaches. I've worked with um, leadership coaches. I've worked with sales training groups. I've worked television. I've worked with music professionals, and they're all great industries. But I do love the service
Yeah.
industry, financial services. CPAs, attorneys, anything around that. And I am very far from a financial guru at all. It's not my it's not my side of the brain. My side is helping organize, promote, and really lift up those businesses. So it just has clicked, and I really just do like it. Also, once you become familiar with compliance, you can't seem to get out.
Oh, it's always in your head. That's not going to fly. That's great. So now, if some of my friends watching, my other financial advisor friends are possibly listening or watching, how would they find out more about what you do and how you help them, and where would they go to find out more information?
Absolutely. My website is simple. It's angelayork.com. And in my website, I'm on LinkedIn and I'm on Facebook, and my social handles are on the front page.
Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I know that, from speaking to other financial advisors across the country, this is a struggle for us, and the struggle is real. Whether or not, we all agree we need to do it, and it's a matter of, okay, do we have time, and even if when we have the time, are we able to do it well? So having somebody like you in our life, oh my goodness, much better way to go about it.
Well, thank you, Regina. And again, it's just like you speaking to your clients. Can anybody invest on their own? They have access to all the tools on their own, but it's, the old adage of throwing spaghetti up against the wall, what's going to stick? And having been in the marketing and the financial services marketing for so long, you could throw a party, you can throw a lunch and learn, you can throw a food drive, but strategically, how are you doing it so it serves your clients and yields a return on investment? Because at the end of the day, I've heard it over and over and over again. We had a great party, but it was $10,000, and I don't think we got a client out of it. So, and I think now that we're coming out of the pandemic, everybody has taken a step back. They're not doing the same things they've done for years and years. We've all had a chance to think. How can we move into this next stage and really provide value for our clients and our business?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to make that change now because we've broken some habits, some good, some
Yes.
bad, some indifferent, but it is
Mhm.
a great opportunity to start something fresh and look at some new ideas.
Absolutely. It was the global wide reset button.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With some silver linings and some not so great silver linings, but
And
we're all trying to come out on the other side.
absolutely. Hey, if we make it to the other side, I mean,
We're trying.
it's like, it's like somebody who's been out of the country for a long time. They get off the plane, they lay, they do they put their head down and kiss the ground. Yeah, I think we're all going to feel like that when we're on the other side of it. Okay, so I know you have been, working for a long time. You have a lot of great experience. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that you have maybe had yourself as a professional woman?
Absolutely. I think the biggest challenge I've had as a professional woman is balancing I'm also a wife and a mom to a special needs son. Very high functioning, but still special needs nonetheless. I think my biggest challenge has been the balance.
Mhm.
So when I started my consulting, when I came out of the advisory firm in mid 2000s, my son was little, and I think I struggled day in and day out. How do I be there for him, take him to his doctor's appointments, compete with the non-working moms, volunteering in the classroom, but still maintaining and building my business. And my business was started accidentally when I went from the in-house to financial services to consulting, and I haven't looked back.
Good for you. That's excellent. I mean, it's not always fun when it happens, but things do happen for a reason.
Absolutely. And it's just been this road and this journey that has always opened one door after the other. But the struggle between being a working mom at home, a professional, and also trying to meet the needs of a family. I've never had a nanny. I've had, various after school program help, things like that. But it's all been on me, and it still weighs on me. I've learned and been in lots of programs and coaching to, calendar block and protect time that you want to protect for self-care, for family. My son is now 17 and about to fly the nest. So I've been successful, and I see a little light at the end of the tunnel, but it's always been difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a challenge for many, many women. And it never ends. I mean, you think when they're little, they're more demanding, but their needs just change. And I know for one, I stress more, I worry more. They're all bigger and older. I have two in high school and one in college, and I'm still like losing sleep over my kids. And as I talk to my mom gurus and my dad gurus, and I'm like, when does this get better? Like, it doesn't.
I
I'm
know.
like, no, that's not the answer I wanted to hear.
I know I have younger moms ask me that. I go, "Oh, I wish I could tell you it gets a little better, but it just changes." If
Yeah.
I could turn back the clock and back to the days where I had to make sure I stopped my calls at 1:55 so I could walk down the street to go pick up 2 o'clock pickup, bring home, do snack, get nap. If I could turn, and I always like, oh my gosh, I'm not done with my calls and I have to go do pickup. But if I could turn back time and not worry about, driving on the freeway and, moving across the country, my son across the country in the fall. I mean, it's absolutely, if I could turn back time, but I am very honored to have had that time and not, struggle with, for our situation, is he getting the right care between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock? I was always home.
Good for
Uh,
you.
but it's definitely a challenge trying to, not many people shut their day off at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Right. No, but that was what was important for you to do. And I'm glad you were able to do that.
I
And
am too.
still a challenge, but
Still challenge.
good for you that you did that.
And to keep the business going. You
Yes.
know, when you own your own business, it's not just as if you're in the corporate world where something's always going to end up on your desk. You're constantly, working on your business, in your business, with your clients, with your peers.
You're never on vacation. You're on vacation, but
You're
you're
never
not,
on vacation on vacation.
not on vacation. You have to answer the email. You have to take the phone call. I got you.
It's gotten better. Again, it's all about boundaries and buckets and taking care of yourself. I mean, I for years it was just on that hamster wheel, just, from the morning I, put my feet on the ground to the morning or to the evening when I fell back in bed, it was just getting it all done. Now it's, very, very intentional on what I do and when I do it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Good. Good. That's part.
always proving it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. But good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a trip in the time machine and
Okay.
tell me what your vision of retirement is.
Well, I would have to tell you that my vision of retirement is not probably what you think is traditional.
Mhm.
Both my husband and I my husband has a virtual business, and mine is progressing towards being 100% virtual. I don't think it would ever close to it. I mean, I'll always travel to see my clients and go to conferences and speaking engagements. But we are looking right now at, I would say, phase two of our life. We're still working. Our son's going to college, but we like to travel. We like to explore. We like to live like the locals in various places that we go and visit and vacation, whether it be a week or two. And our first step and our first path, I think, and I don't know, we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but we would like to be in a place where we can travel and live somewhere maybe 3 to 6 months at a time, still work,
Yeah.
still have our businesses,
Mhm.
but be able to live in that culture,
Right.
whether it be around the United States, whether it be Mexico, Costa Rica, Italy, whatever it might be. That's kind of our part one of retirement, where we're still working. We're both, well, myself more than my husband. I don't sit still very well. I always have to be doing something. Might as well work. But if we can do it while we're enjoying and able to travel, and then part two would be when our son is settled, we know where he's going to be. We can act, and we're not maybe able to travel internationally as much as we would like to now. Maybe we would have a couple of condos in different places, West Coast, East Coast, maybe international, and use those as springboards for smaller trips.
Oh, fun.
Kind of
Love
what we're thinking at the moment. We don't anticipate retiring anytime soon. I'm in my early 50s and my husband's in his mid 50s. My parents retired, in my opinion, too young because they had a lot of free time on their hands, not knowing what to do. And then as they get, my mom is just turning 80, and she's going strong, and just a lot of free time and a lot of volunteering. And I would like to just work, especially if we're close to being virtual, as much as we can. It keeps the brain going, and it's what I love to do. And that's our first part of retirement. And then I suppose the second part of retirement would be a little bit more low key. Like I said, maybe staying put in some place that's either on a coast, probably on a coast. My husband loves to fish, and I like the low key
that. Sounds
environment. And then, of course, part three would, while we're doing part one and two, is, we have our nest eggs aside and building, and our insurances and our long-term care and all that, hoping we don't have to get to any of that. But my dad was sick for a long, long time, over 10 years, and he wasn't at a very early age, mid 60s. So I see that we want to explore and travel and have fun and use some of our resources now while we can. And then we know we have these nest eggs and insurance up here so that when we have a life-changing experience, or we are older and in less physical condition than we are now, that we're set up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But we're ready to still go, go, go.
yep. Stay in the go, go, go years. And
Yes.
then, put off the slow, slow years.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you so much for
You're
being with me.
very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is great. Love talking with you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everyone else for joining us. Again, I'm Regina McCann Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management. My website is forgewealth.com. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Forge Wealth, and on LinkedIn, Regina McCann Hess. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, Regina.